think you're misremembering.
You are.
You are. You want a piece of me, bitch?
You want to go get the Pepsi?
Well, I got something to talk about. Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
Have you been keeping up with his antics?
Well, he's an idiot. We'll just say that.
Okay.
So, I have been keeping up with what happened, but why don't you go ahead and fill people in?
Well, Braun Strowman had a match that did not suck at Crown Jewel. So because the match didn't suck, he took it upon himself to go to Twitter, and he said, "Holy hell!" at Giant Osmos. Can you believe we got a 47 star? Yeah, 47 star, and reminded the people that no one cares about all the floppy floppers. Giants and monsters greater than flippy flipper bag your groceries at Kroger. That's literally what it says. Hashtag airport test. Hashtag size is the prize. Hashtag swole is the goal. The monster of mall monsters. So he said that, and I don't know why. Now that I read it aloud, I don't even know why you'd look twice at that incoherent garbage. But
well, he's trying to fit in 120 characters.
Yeah, well, Mustafa quickly chimed in like, "Hey, can you give me advice on how to get fired?" Chris Jericho even chimed in. He's like, "Hey, I used to bag groceries." Will Ospreay, he was the most level-headed. He's like, "Dude, you just had a good match. Why does this even? Why even bring this up?"
Yeah, you didn't have a great match. You had a good match. And by good, I mean just one that people didn't shit on. Like, if you hear reviews around the community that does the reviews, everyone pretty universally just said it wasn't
bad. It was better than it had a right to be.
Yeah. Like, they didn't do... It wasn't the train wreck that everybody thought it was going to be. That's like the overall review. It wasn't the train wreck that we thought it was going to be. And he takes that, it goes right to his head.
Boy, did it.
And then he just like, yeah. And then he turns that into this tweet about having 47 stars and better than the flippy floppers.
Flippy flopper bag of groceries. And this is kind of coinciding with reports that like he's apparently he's a nice guy backstage, but like he'll leave early and he'll arrive late.
Yeah.
But he kind of has a history of doing dumb shit too. Like there's an incident he had with Karen Jarrett where I guess she asked him for an autograph for her kid, and he was like shitty with her until he realized that she was Karen Jarrett. So then he groveled and apologized, and was like, "Please don't tell Kurt." that kind of got out. There was the tweet he had where he mocked the indie wrestlers who couldn't work because of the Wu flu.
Yeah, that thing in the news.
Yeah, he was basically like, I couldn't pay my bills with body lifting, so I quit my job and got something better. Why can't you?
Yeah, so he's telling these independent wrestlers who don't have the machine, who are looking for work during the thing that they couldn't control, that the world couldn't control.
I don't think he was with WWE at that time. I think he was with the Control Your Narrative, which was even funnier.
No, he was with WWE.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he had that cozy, $5 million paycheck. And then these people were starting GoFundMe to pay their bills. And he's like, "Hey, you should just get another job."
Yeah, get a job. So yeah.
He's already trashing the indies before he goes to Control Your Narrative, which is an indie promotion.
And he got a big head over that too. Like, "Oh, we're gonna put WWE out of business. We control the narrative, and then I'm gonna leave."
Yeah. He got the hell out of there.
Yeah, and he's
with that
Yeah, there's always been there's consistent reports of his bad attitude, and yeah, he's just seems to be like his worst enemy.
Yeah, and it's funny that Mustafa, sorry, I keep saying it wrong. It's funny that he worded the tweet that the way he did, um, saying, "Can you teach me how to get fired?" Because he's been pretty vocal about trying to get fired before Triple H was there,
Right.
or before Triple H took over.
Well, Mustafa needs to realize that he's not as talented as he thinks he is.
Well, he didn't want to be there anymore. They pretty much denied him his release.
I don't want him to be there,
And
so we're kind of in agreement there.
He went on social media and was like, "I'm trying to get fired and they won't let me go out of my contract." And then, yeah, and they won't put me on TV either. So either put me on TV or let me go. So it's funny that he replied with, "Can you teach me how to get fired?" Which was so loaded.
One, there's no reason to say this. Two, it's like he got drunk or something. Like he was sitting at the airport waiting for his flight, and he like had one too many. I'm just going to get on Twitter and talk to Osmos. Don't piss off my good buddy Mustafa.
Yeah. So to go back to what I had mentioned earlier, that we were going to touch on it a little bit. So now he's in this World Cup with people like Ricochet, Flippy Floppy, Mustafa, Flippy Floppy, Santos Escobar, Flippy Floppy. So, you spent your time shitting on all these Flippy Floppy guys, now you're in this tournament with them. So, if we're not supposed to take them serious because they're just bag your grocery type of guys, so if he's wrestling one of them, or should we just not take that match serious?
Well, if they get in any sort of flippy flopper offense, no. And if Braun allows any flippy flopper offense to be pulled on him, then we shouldn't take him serious. That's not 47 star.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, I guess he didn't think about all that when he made that message.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. He did not think. He just said some dumb shit. He was reveling in the glory of his not sucking match.
Yeah, let's not. Can't point out enough here that the bar was that it didn't suck.
Yeah.
Not that it was great.
It wasn't even good. It didn't suck.
It's like you go on a date with a girl and you're like, did you like the date? I've had worse. She said she had worse.
I rocked her world.
Yeah. Like you're celebrating that she's had worse than you. I'm not the lowest.
But yeah, like to your point, I think it'll be a little interesting to see how his opponents cooperate with him with their flippy flopper offense. And I don't know. Yeah. Apparently he has some heat with management too over his dumb shit that he says. He kind of seems like this generation's Lex Luger, like, because Lex Luger, for all intents and purposes, seemed like to be a nice guy, but he would just say some shit that would not self-aware. Like he would talk about how much money he's making, and he's only been there for like a week.
Yeah.
And I think Braun is
definitely that type.
Yeah, I think Braun's in the same vein. He might be a nice guy. He might be, fun to hang out with, but then every now and then he'll just say some shit that he just does not realize is not the appropriate thing to say to the audience that he's trying to convey it to.
Yeah. Now, I thought they could turn it into an angle. Maybe they turn it into him wrestling the flippy flop guys. But I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out who's the new star that comes out of that.